going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy, what are we at? We're on Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. How many times can I say Wednesday in a 10-second period? Anyways, I've got a good case to share with you guys. I don't even really know what the title of this case, because it's not an appeal. And all they say during this case is it's a post-conviction hearing. Now, I will say this: there was a trial. This guy the defendant was convicted, and now he has a new set of attorneys and re-questioning everybody. So, but there's no jury here. We're just in front of Judge Clark, and yeah, I don't know what they're asking for. I really don't. I've gone through this a couple times. I've skimmed it. It's a 4-hour hearing, so this is going to take at least 2 nights, maybe 3 to complete. It's going to be a long one, guys. It's going to be a long one, but it's good. We got some animated characters in this hearing, and we're in Judge Clark's courtroom, so he's not putting up with it. It's good, but like I said, I don't know what the defendant's even asking for. That's why I had so much trouble labeling this hearing. Anyways, that's what we're about to start watching tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Yeah. It's a total of 4 hours. I cut it down to like 3 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, so it's a long one. Like I said, it's going to be it's a couple of nights. We're not going to do all 4 hours tonight. There's no way I can do that. So we're not doing it in one night. But yeah, it's a long one, but it's really good. But you're going to have to watch it all to understand what's going on. So tonight we're going to get all the basic facts of what happened. You know, the defense and the state are going to talk about the previous trial. That's what's happening tonight. But when they call the defense, the old defense attorney to the stand, that's when it goes crazy. But that's about 2 hours into the hearing. We're not going to get to that tonight. We are not. We're going to hear from a victim, and we might get through another witness tonight. We'll see. We'll see how things go. If you guys behave, we might get through 2 witnesses tonight. But it's a good one. I wouldn't be playing this long of a hearing if it wasn't good. It's good. And it's in Judge Clark's courtroom. So, yeah, it's going to be good. Anyways, that's what we're playing. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. We got, hold on. Jedi with the super chat. Jabroni late fee. Thank you. Hashtag Cheshire card. I appreciate it, Jedi. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, I am sorry I'm late. I was just a few minutes behind. That's it. That's all it was. No big deal. But yeah, my apologies. And Terrapin for 13 months. Thank you so much, Terrapin. 13 months. That is awesome. Thank you. All right. You guys ready? I'm ready. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Do your jump kick backflips. No. Whoa. I messed that up. It's been a while. You know, it's been 24 hours. It's been a while. Before I hit that play button, hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go. That's better. That was way better. That even sounded better. It felt better. Yeah, you guys know what to do. Let's go.
107D, Mr. Miley case. I would also ask the court to take judicial notice of actually all co-defendants in this case, which all are the same. That would be Sean McDuffie, Brandon Jones, and Sean McDuffie.
All right, we also start a few minutes into it. This is just where the stream started. This isn't my fault. This is just where they started live streaming this. So that's where we're at. The volume does get better. I think they're figuring it out right now, but it does get better. I did turn the volume up, so you guys are going to be able to hear it. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Heather! Thank you for the super chat. Late fee for being the reason Colin is late. I wouldn't stop talking. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but thank you, Heather. Let's go.
All right.
I will take judicial notice, and I was the judge who's, I think, sat during or presided over the trial.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you want to make openers, or are you prepared to call witnesses? Now, I've reviewed the file. I've reviewed the motion, the state's response. I believe there was a response to the state's response, and I've also pulled up the order granting the evidence you're here to say. With all that being said, you can proceed with any evidence or call your first witness.
I'd like to make a brief opening, Judge.
Go ahead.
Before that, I'd like to invoke the rule.
All right. If we have any witnesses,
I don't believe the rule of sequestration applies in the 3.8.
pardon?
I don't believe the rule applies in the 3.850 here.
Defense's response.
I don't see any basis for that argument, Judge. It's a court proceeding. The rules of criminal procedure apply to each and every court proceeding. In addition, the concept of it, Judge, is to have no other witness to be affected by anyone else's testimony. Why would that concept be precluded?
Well, these are post-conviction proceedings, so I don't know that, Mr. Overstreet, what's your basis for that argument?
Your Honor, essentially, it is a post-conviction proceeding. Mr. Peacock is more than entitled to listen to whatever his former client had to say, so he properly respond to any of the allegations he made against him.
All right. I agree with that argument, so I'm going to allow Mr. Peacock to remain in. Is he the only other witness in here besides Mr. Miley?
No, it would be my witnesses as well, Judge.
Okay. And you also, your witness is here. Is this your witness right here behind you with Mr. Blunt?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk to her prior to calling anybody?
Sure. And Judge, I would just again lay an objection to any witnesses being here, because any information, for example, that Mr. Peacock needs to respond to can be brought up through the state's questioning, Judge, and violating the rules of criminal procedure aren't necessary to accomplish the state's objectives.
All right. And I've made my ruling, but your objection is for the record, and it's ongoing objection for the whole.
That's correct.
So you don't have to make it.
Okay.
Keep making it. And it's for the appellate purposes. It's good.
All right.
That whole hearing. And if you want to take a break, we can go off the record. And if you want to step outside with Mr. Blunt and your witness,
Sure, if I could have 5 minutes.
you can take as much as you want.
Thank you.
All right, they take about 2 minutes here, so this is a good time to respond to this. Grammar School, first and foremost, good to see you. And this isn't an appeal. That's why I don't understand how Florida law works, because they don't call this an appeal. If it was an appeal, it wouldn't be in front of Judge Clark, because he heard the initial trial. The defendant, I don't know what this is about, but the defense is claiming that the original defense attorney messed up big time. That's why he's sitting here he's in the gallery. We're going to hear from him. He's one of the witnesses that's called. When he comes to the stand, that's when everything goes crazy. When they start asking him questions and he starts, it's hilarious. Just, you're going to have to wait and watch. But they don't call this an appeal. I wanted to call it an appeal when I was typing out the title, but it's not. So Florida's just different. I think we all know that. So what just happened now is the defense was evoking the rule, is what he says. We evoked the rule. So they wanted all the potential witnesses to walk out of the courtroom. And the judge denied it. He's like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter, because everyone that's a witness here was witness to the trial. It doesn't matter. Essentially what he said. And yeah, because this isn't you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop there, because I'm going to try to mansplain things that I don't understand. So I'm just going to stop. But that's where we're at. But yeah, just wait till this actual hearing starts. But I'm glad I kept this in, because I was expecting some questions of what's going on. But Therina, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Late fee for get out of the icky tardy chair. Thank you so much, Therina. Good to see you. And Heather, 25 months. The OG member, the very first member I've ever had,
You
25
make your
months.
opening whenever you're ready.
All right.
Thank you so much, Heather. I do appreciate that. Okay. That was perfect timing. I was able to talk for a little bit, and we're getting started. We got the opening. So now the defense attorney is going to jump in here and tell you exactly what they think is going on. And this is an interesting case. There's a lot of drama in this case, but it is more interesting than drama. It's 4 hours long. We're not going to have 4 hours of drama. Caveman, thank you so much for the 6 months. I do appreciate it. Half a year. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Oh, speaking of which, I need to send my second wave of free memberships. So I'm going to do that while I hit play button. Let's go.
I know you've made your ruling, and I know I've preserved it for the record. I just want to cite a case, Judge.
Okay.
It's a Florida Supreme Court case. It's Maharaj versus State. The site is 778 Southern 2nd, 8944, and it holds that the rules of evidence apply in post-conviction hearings. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
All right, Judge, as you said, I just want to briefly go over the facts. This was a 3 co-defendant case. Cheyenne Bentley had made communications with James Porter, who she knew from middle school. The communications had been going on for days prior to the incident. It was an exchange for buy drugs, and then Ms. Bentley had the intention of upselling them to someone else for profit. Ms. Bentley, Mr. Miley, Grant Jones, Sean McDuffie show up in a 4-door 2010 Honda Civic to James Porter's residence, which is an apartment complex. He gets in the vehicle. And the facts that we're going to tender, Judge, is that he wanted to come into the vehicle because he didn't want to do the exchange in broad daylight. He asked for the car to drive away because he didn't want to do a drug exchange where he lived and resided. At that time, Mr. Miley handed him the money, took the money, and then in the backseat, a fight ensued, which had nothing to do with Mr. Miley or Ms. Bentley. And the claims we bring up, Judge, are number one, Mr. Miley was misadvised about his right to testify. Had he been properly advised, he would have testified. And his testimony you'll hear today is that he would have denied any and all the allegations. In addition, ground 3 is that he testified, he would have put together an independent act defense, which his attorney tried to argue in closings, however, had no basis to, since he never laid any evidentiary basis to make that argument. And the only way he could have made that argument was to have his client testify. Ground 4 is to have witness Julia Khashoggi testify to say prior to the incident, while everyone was at Mr. Miley's mom's residence, there was no discussion regarding a lick, the intention to rob someone. A lot of the state's case based on that testimony of a lick happening in coordination with the child locks being activated, Mr. Miley getting out and locking the doors, which everyone will testify to did not happen. Those were the 2 pieces of evidence to show that this was premeditated and planned, which we are saying is untrue, Judge. The ground 5 is Cheyenne Bentley testifying. She'll testify about the car locks, how they worked on her car. She talked about the transaction that happened, how it was set up, and that there was no intention for a robbery or kidnapping, and how Mr. Porter entered the vehicle.
No and no. Good to see you, my friend. It has been a little bit. Hopefully you're well. I was actually thinking about texting you within the last couple of days. You know what? I'll still go ahead and text you, but I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad you're well. Been a little worried about you, my friend. Been a little worried. Alex, thank you so much for the 6 months. That is awesome. Half a year. Thank you so much, Alex. Let's go.
Sean McDuffie is also a ground 6 judge. Again, he will support the same version of facts that we're presenting all along of how this occurred. There was no intended robbery to occur. Ground 7 is failing to impeach Grant Jones, the cooperating state witness who got a probationary deal in exchange for state's testimony. In this case, Ground 8 is that 2010 Honda Civic had a default locking mechanism that once you hit, I think it's 9 miles per hour, the doors would lock. And that's why when you open the car door, they do not open. The only way to open them is actually to manually lift up the lock. And that lock is kind of blended into the door. Of course, this happened at night, Judge. And ground 9 is a cumulative ground that, of course, if Your Honor finds that not one of these grounds alone would.
Oh, Germerger, just you wait. He's going to get very animated here shortly. And a lot of this case, a lot of what he says has to do with these child locks. But what he just said doesn't make sense. That's not how child locks work. Once you reach 9 miles an hour, the child locks activate, and you have to physically unlock the door to be able to open the handle. No, that's not how they work, unless they've changed. They said it's a 2010 car, and I have a 2013. My car still has child locks on it. And no, once you activate them, you can only open them from the outside. That's how child locks work. So he's not even representing the child locks right. But it does serve an interesting point that this guy, it seems like this guy was set up. What they're saying is they locked him in the back of this car when the police were there, and that's how they caught him, which is kind of hilarious. But let's go. By child locks.
To carry the day as far as showing deficiency and prejudice, you could put multiple grounds together to show that there was deficiency and prejudice, Judge. Thank you.
Mr.
So I'll be able to give you.
I can call you first witness.
Thank you, Judge. I would call Julia Kakaji. Judge, do you mind if I stay here? Because I can mind it all day.
All right, Matthew, have a seat. Speak to that microphone. You may inquire whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning.
Can you say your last name? Because I feel like I'm saying it completely wrong.
It's Kahida.
Kahida.
Mhm.
Thank you. Do you know Brian?
All right, for all the attorneys out there, is that a tactic? This defense attorney clearly knows how to say this witness's name. He has probably spoken to her 1,000 times. It's his witness. Is that just a way to make it sound more personable to the court? Can you please pronounce your last name? But they're not in front of a jury, so I don't understand that tactic. But that's what I feel like that was. I feel like that was this is a trial attorney, and he's just getting that in there to make him feel more personable. That's what I think.
Yes.
And how do you know him?
We were friends throughout high school. I've known him since childhood, so just on and off throughout life.
Okay. Do you know why we're here today?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the day of the incident, were you at Brian Miley's mother's house prior to everyone leaving?
Yes, I was there.
Do you recall who else was there?
I know that his mom was there. Sean was there. There was a guy, I hadn't met Grant or Sean really before that, not too much. I met them there, but Brian and Cheyenne were also there.
Okay. And do you know approximately how much time you were there?
No, I don't remember that. That was, I mean, it was a long time ago. So I don't remember how long I was there.
Did you hear Brian Miley say, let's go do a lick?
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. Did you hear anyone else there that night say that?
Not that I can recall, no.
Okay. And did both of you leave at the same time? You left by yourself and everyone left together?
Honestly, I don't remember who left when. I just know I was going home.
Yeah, they swore her in. It was kind of as she was walking up, but they did swear her in.
So I went home.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Overstreet?
Mr. Hyde, when this was all going on, were you suffering from drug addiction?
Yes, sir.
Do you have-
Objection, relevancy, Judge.
Overruled.
Specifically that evening, do you recall whether or not you were using drugs?
Yes, sir. I was using drugs.
Right. And during that time frame, did you recall any conversation that anyone was having?
I can't recall any specific conversation from then.
So whether that statement was made in that room to other people, you would be able to tell us if you did or did not.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You reiterate?
Yes. Would it be fair to say you certainly remember if people, friends of yours, and people you just met were talking about a robbery?
So I was in active addiction. I was around a lot of bad things. I don't recall that being said, but I can't say whether or not I would specifically remember that thing.
All right. Nothing else.
Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Can the witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And you may go about your day.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
Cheyenne family.
That is the only witness that is testifying for shorter than, I don't know, 20 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
You may inquire whenever you're ready. Ma'am, you can have a seat and speak to the microphone, okay?
How are you doing today, Ms. Bentley?
I'm well, thank you.
Do you know Brian Miley?
I do.
And how do you know him?
We met in like September of 2016 through a mutual friend of ours.
Okay. And were you a co-defendant in this case as well?
Yes, sir.
At the time, what car were you driving?
A Honda Civic, I believe it was a 2010, 11, or 12. I'm not exactly sure if I remember the year. It was my mom's car before it was my car, so it was kind of like a hand-me-down.
Do you know someone by the name of James Porter?
I do.
How do you know him?
We met in middle school. He was also friends with my older brother Harrison throughout school, and we also attended the Boys and Girls Club together. And then throughout life, we also had mutual friends as well, and would hang out periodically throughout, life.
Did you have Facebook at the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did he message you on Facebook about the potential sale of pills?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was on Facebook Messenger?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to show you what's marked as Defense Exhibit A. Can I approach you?
Yes, you may.
You can take a look at those messages.
Yes, sir.
Have you previously seen those messages?
Yes, sir.
Are those a fair and accurate depiction of the messages that occurred between you and James Porter prior and up to the point of the incident?
Yes, sir.
This moment, I'd like to enter defense exhibit A into evidence, Judge.
Any objection?
No, sir.
It will be accepted into evidence marked as Defendant's Exhibit A, and you may publish to me whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. So, in those messages, you had been communicating. Well, let me start out. Who reached out to you? Did he reach out to you or you reach out to him?
He reached out to me.
Okay, and why would he do that?
He reached out to me on more than one occasion in the past,
Okay,
and I like to sell pills.
okay, so he's previously offered to sell you pills in the past?
Yes,
And did you previously buy pills in the past?
yes,
Okay. So that was the reason why he reached out to you?
yes, sir.
Okay. And in that exchange, was there a discussion about price and quantity?
Yes, sir.
Was there also in that exchange the reason why you were buying them?
To resell them. Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's the reason you were actually negotiating price with him. You told him, I'm trying to get it for X so I can then sell it for Y.
Yes, sir. Like, I can't make a profit. If the profit is made by him, then he should sell them, to somebody
Right.
that would pay that price.
And this was a discussion that happened over days.
Yes, sir.
The day of the incident, where were you prior to going to Mr. Porter's residence?
I was at Brian's mother's house, Charlotte's house.
And who was there?
It was me, Brian, Sean, Grant, who I had never met before then. That was the first time I met him. And Julia. And Charlotte, of course.
And what was happening at the time that there was a decision made to go pick up these pills?
We were just hanging out in the bedroom and doing drugs. And there was Grant was specifically asking for a certain kind of like pills or whatever. And I, being that I had talked to James, prior in the week and knew what he had, I told Grant, I know someone that's selling pills that I can get those for you. And the idea was that I was going to buy the pills from James and sell them to Grant.
For a profit.
For profit.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, Mr. Porter had given you the opportunity, and when Mr. Jones had said, I'm looking for this, you put the two together and said, I can turn a profit.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And would you, at the time, have considered Mr. Porter a friend?
Yes, sir.
So what was the plan going to James Porter's residence that night?
Like before we left Charlotte's house,
Yeah.
we had to go get money from the bank for Grant. He had to pull money out of the bank. And then after that, we were to head to James's house and purchase the pills. The plan that I had in my mind was that I was going to go up and meet him at his.
Alan, I have no idea what that means. Colin Al Large a bus, my friend. No idea what that means. But good to see you, Alan. Haven't seen you in a bit. And it's always good to see you. But while I'm paused, Sly, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Sparkles, late fee paid, courtesy of hashtag Cheshire Card. Thank you, Sly. I appreciate it.
Apartment, just me.
Okay,
And
when you
it-
say meet him at his apartment, where are you specifically talking?
At his door or, sometimes like
Meaning
right
you were gonna
inside their
exit your
door
vehicle and do the deal all by yourself.
by myself with James Porter.
Okay. So that was in your mind.
Yes,
Had you organized it like that with James Porter prior to your arrival?
no, sir.
So what happened when you did arrive?
When I arrived, well, first I said something along the lines of, I'm pulling in. Or he asked me if that was me pulling in, sorry. Trying to remember correctly.
This is on the Facebook message.
Yes. And I specifically asked what the apartment number was in the messages as well. And I specifically asked if he was going to come to the car. I specifically asked, am I going up there or are you coming to the car, basically? And then before I had a chance to respond, though, he was already at the car, but he messaged and said, is there room in the car? And his intention was, obviously from that message, to get into the car.
Okay. And that message occurred upon your arrival.
Yes. And I didn't even have a chance to respond to it before he was already at the car.
Okay. And do you remember everyone's seating location in the car upon arrival?
If my memory is correct, Sean was behind me. And Grant was behind,
Where are you?
in the driver's seat, sorry. I'm in the driver's seat. Brian is in the passenger seat next to me. Sean is in the seat behind me, and Grant is in the seat behind Mr. Miley.
Okay.
And there is a backpack in between them that belonged to me.
So what happened when James Porter approaches the car?
I was expecting for us to then, if he was coming to the car, not necessarily get in the car, but, I'm like expecting to just do the deal again between me and him right there. But he gets to the car and he is asking to get in the car. And I tell him there's not enough room in the car. There's, 2 people in the back and a backpack. There's not enough room. It's a small Honda. And he then insisted on wanting to get in the car and leave the area that we were in. And
When you say insisted, how did he do so?
like, can you make room? Can I get in the car? Can you make room?
So when you told him it's small and there's not enough room, he just kept insisting on his wishes to get in.
Can you make room?
Okay, so then what happened?
Sean and I both got out of the vehicle and I popped the trunk on the car, and Sean took my backpack out of the back seat and put it in the trunk for me. And then they got in the car. There was some arguments over who was going to sit where. Nobody wants to sit in the middle of a compact car, middle of the back seat. But eventually they figured it out and got back in the car.
Okay, and you got out of the car for what purpose?
I got out of the car because my trunk was full of junk, honestly. And I didn't know if my backpack was going to fit whenever it was put back there. So I got out of the car to see if I needed to move other stuff around in the trunk in order for the backpack to fit.
Or to ensure that there was space for when Sean was put in the back?
Yeah.
Did you have to move things around or there was space?
I don't exactly remember if I did or not, but that was my intentions when I got out of the car, was to make sure it would fit back there.
So once you get back in the car and James Porter gets in the car, what happens?
Well, he had expressed that he wanted me to drive up to the gas station or make it look like I'm like taking him for a ride or whatever to the gas station. So it didn't look like we were doing a drug deal.
Okay, did he say that again when he got in the vehicle, or that's based on the prior communication upon your arrival?
He did say it again when he got in the vehicle. He asked me to drive to the gas station.
Okay, and what did you say?
I just started driving. I was just like, okay, and it wasn't really nothing like that big, like serious to me.
And the gas station you're going to, was it visible to you from where you were?
In the parking lot?
Where to go?
In the parking lot?
Yes.
No, because the way the apartments were is there's a whole apartment section, like at the very front, and then there's apartment section at the very back, or there might be multiple apartment sections. But we were at the back side, so it wasn't visible from the parking lot necessarily. But from the road, it was that close.
Okay, so once you're saying the back of the complex is the non-street where businesses are, so once you swung around to leave, you could see the gas station he was talking about.
Correct.
So is it fair to say it's a short distance?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what happens when you start driving?
As I'm pulling out of the apartment complex, that is whenever the money exchange happens, and then the fight kind of erupts immediately after that.
When you say money exchange, who is giving money to me?
Well, originally I had the money, but whenever I started to drive, the money was passed to Brian, and he was passing it back when,
Back to,
I'm assuming James Porter, but it could have been back to Grant because that's whose money it was.
okay, so when Mr. Miley is passing the money to the bank, what happens?
In my peripheral vision, it was like somebody snatched it from him.
Okay, and then,
A fight ensued after that.
and who was involved in that fight?
From what I experienced in the sounds that I heard and what was happening in my peripheral vision, Sean McDuffie and James Porter were in a fight in the backseat.
Okay,
And there was, a lot going on at the time. And I'm like, wondering why people are fighting in the back seat, oh my God, you guys chill out. And at that time I was on the main road. So I was pulling out into the main road. So I'm just like, what's going on? Still trying to make sure that, I'm driving correctly and not into the other lane or this way or that way,
And was Brian Miley involved in this?
No, sir. He was kind of up there with me, like, what's going on? Like, you guys need to chill. Like, we're both expressing a confusion / you guys need to chill out back there kind of vibe.
So what did you do?
I immediately, because when I pulled out, I didn't cut anybody off, but there was people, driving down the same road that I was driving down. So they're coming up behind me pretty quick. And so
So this happened, if you're saying that means it happens pretty much right when you left the complex to get on the main road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so I see headlights behind me, so I can't stop immediately right there. And I believe there's a sidewalk off to the right of the road that I was on. So I felt like I couldn't pull off on the side of the road, like there wasn't enough room right there. So I immediately looked for the first place to pull off at, and that was a road on the left, like almost immediately the first road that you come to after you pull out of the complex.
Dave Mid, thank you so much for the 17 months. That is awesome. 17 months. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the milestone. All right. I don't really have much to say right now. I'm kind of waiting till after her testimony to say a lot. So let's keep going. Lizette. Lizette's here. Everyone say hi to Lizette. Hi, Lizette.
And pulled off right there, right off of that road that I was on, onto that side road and stopped my car.
Okay,
But I hadn't had it in park yet.
and what happened?
At that time, I had heard somebody trying to get out of the vehicle, like jiggling the handle, and I had tried to put it in park. And I told them, like, get out. If you're gonna fight, get out. And they did get out of the vehicle, Sean and Mr. Porter. And at that time, they were like talking, like yelling at each other or whatever. And then Sean got back in the car, and Mr. Porter had started like going back to his apartment, and I drove off.
Now, why does it matter if you were in park or not when you stopped?
So the way that my car works is, or my car at the time works, whenever you reach a certain speed, the car door locks automatically lock. And then they don't unlock until you put the car in park. So you can come to a complete stop, they're still not gonna lock, or unlock, I mean, until you put the car in park. Then they automatically unlock.
And if you want to open the door while the car is locked, how can you accomplish that?
So when the car is locked, excuse me, when the car is locked, the handle is like a little loop like this, and then there's a little plastic piece that whenever it's locked, it looks like it's part of the handle, and you have to reach under it, pop it out in order for it to unlock.
Okay.
And when you pop it out, it has like a red strip to indicate that it is unlocked. But whenever it is locked, it is flush with the door, with the handle, sorry.
May I approach, Judge?
May I approach?
I'm showing you what's the age 19 car here. Is that what your door looks like?
Yes, but as you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but like this is a picture of it being unlocked. And you can see almost, it's not color, but you can see where there's a little strip where it would be red. But if it was locked, it would be completely flush with the handle. And it's actually pretty common that people don't realize that that's a lock. And they don't realize how to unlock the door whenever it's locked. And it was a common issue I had with people that rode with me. If I pulled up to drop them off or, something like that. If we go to the gas station and I'm pulling into a parking lot and they're ready to get out and go in or something, and I hadn't put it in park yet, they are sitting there jiggling the door handle, trying to figure out why it won't open.
Because no matter how many times you open it, it requires either being in park or physically unlocked.
Yes.
Okay. And that unlock, if I'm understanding correctly, is kind of blended into the design of the panel where it's not obvious to see it.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is for identification purpose, defense B. This is labeled 2010 technology reference guide, Civic sedan. Have you seen this before?
I mean, it was in my glove box, but I never got it out and read it or any of that stuff. The only reason why I knew how the lock worked was because of using the vehicle and knowing that, oh, when I put it in park, they like audibly click open.
Did I send you a copy of this for you to review prior to the hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is this a fair and accurate depiction of your 2010 Civic Technology Manual?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to enter this into evidence, Judge.
Any objection?
No, sir.
All right, defense exhibit B will be accepted into evidence and marked as defense exhibit B and did accept into evidence.
Thank you, Judge. And then Did anyone who represented Mr. Lively at the time reach out to you to discuss the case?
No, sir.
Were you available for trial?
Yes, sir.
Had you been asked to come and testify at trial, would you have testified?
If I had been asked by the defense, I would have testified. Yes, sir.
Okay, and this would have been your testimony?
Yes, sir.
At the moment.
Yes, sir.
Nothing further.
Mr. Overstreet?
Yes. Morning, Mr.
I am not sick. Not at all. I'm just trying to limit my pauses for between, the state and the defense and the witness. I'm trying to figure out when is a good time to pause. So I'm trying to let it flow a little bit because this is a long hearing. So yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for missing my commentary. I'm still here and I'm not sick. At least I don't think I am.
Bentley.
Good morning.
Back when Mr. Miley went to trial, you had counsel, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was Ms. Sarah Lewinsky, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And are you aware that had Mr. Peacock reached out to you directly, you'd be violating the rule of the Florida bar?
No, sir. I'm not aware of that.
All
No.
right. And never communicated to Ms. Lewinsky that you wanted to testify, is that right?
No, sir. I never communicated with her that I wanted to testify for the defense. No, sir.
In fact, at one point, myself approached Ms. Lewinsky and asked if you wanted to be a state witness, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was because you were present in the vehicle, correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall at your sentencing hearing and the police reports that the police had recovered a bunch of text messages you had sent after committing the robbery and kidnapping?
I'm aware that they recovered those text messages. Yes, sir.
Where you were talking about getting out of the state and fleeing to Georgia with Mr. Miley. Correct?
That was in the text message.
I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I'm pretty sure I'm already permanently sick. So, yeah, no, I don't need any help with that. But thank you, Sparkle Boots. I do appreciate the offer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you recall at that time you were actually out on pretrial release for another crime? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you were worried that the police were going to come and get you and arrest you and Mr. Miley for what had occurred, correct?
I was concerned that I would violate my pretrial release due to having dealings with the police in general, because that is a violation of probation.
Ultimately, you entered a plea straight up to this court, this judge, after Mr. Miley and Mr. McDuffie were found guilty at trial. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you talked about your 2000.
Hitchbot. I don't know if they actually say what the charges are. So he was convicted of this. I don't know if it was a jury trial or a bench trial, but they just said that he was found guilty of this at trial. We don't know. I'm gonna guess it was a jury trial. That's just a guess. Some kind of drug related charges because they were going to go buy drugs. That's what they were saying. So that's where we're at right now. Hopefully it becomes more clear.
10 Civic, I think one of the issues really is, does it have child safety on it?
I never had a reason to use a child safety lock, didn't know how to activate a child safety lock, didn't read a manual on how to use those functions, never had a reason to, don't have a child, don't have a reason to have child safety locks.
Fair enough. Which car had it, correct?
Correct. My car, all vehicles have child safety lock.
Right, all vehicles have child safety locks. And so I'm gonna show you, and I'm showing your counsel, or Mr. Miley's counsel, actually the full instruction manual on your car actually details, I'm gonna show you. Yeah. It had child safety locks, correct?
It appears that it does have child safety locks.
And do you have an understanding of how child safety locks work?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're not aware that if you pop that little switch, that no matter if you unlock or do anything from the inside of the car, that door is not going to open. Right, like when you're in the back of a police car, no matter if the police officer unlocks the doors or whatever, you can't get out unless the door's open from the outside, right?
I never used child safety locks, so I don't exactly understand how they work.
Okay, but your car had them, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if Mr. Jones, as he did, testified in the trial that Mr. Miley had gotten out and activated a child safety lock, there was a child safety lock there to activate, correct?
There is a child safety lock on the vehicle. Yes, sir.
And at the time that this incident occurred, you and Mr. Miley, you guys were a couple, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you guys were intimately involved with one another, correct?
Yes, sir.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but at the sentencing hearing before Judge Clark, you actually told this court the main reason you didn't want to testify against Mr. Miley was because you believed that you guys were in a relationship with one.
That is what I testified to, but I think that maybe it needs a little more explaining.
All right, so when the judge had you raise your right hand and swear the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, you weren't telling him the truth?
I was telling the truth, yes, sir. But I think that at the time I was very young and not really very good at explaining myself in a sense. And I also was acting under the advice of my attorney.
Okay, and so you would agree that at that sentencing hearing, that was probably one of the most important times in your life because you were facing up to life in prison, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so it was very important to tell this judge the absolute truth at that sentencing hearing about why you did not testify for the state against Mr. Miley, correct?
I was acting under the advice of my attorney.
All right, so are you saying now today that you were not telling the truth to the judge?
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, then what are you saying?
I'm saying that my attorney advised me on what I should say, what I shouldn't say.
All right, so you're saying Ms. Konwinski directed you to not tell the truth to the court?
No, she's answering it as the lawyer explained it to her. Under the advice of her attorney, she didn't answer the question. Just plead the fifth, ma'am. You're not in any trouble here. Just plead the fifth. Just do it. I don't know why I don't know. Is he technically a prosecutor? I think he is, but he's pushing really hard on this. Calm down, prosecutor. You're asking the same question 3 or 4 times. She already said, under the advice of her attorney, she answered the question that way.
No, sir, that's not what I'm saying.
The reality is, ma'am, you, Mr. Jones, Mr. Miley, and Mr. McDuffie all committed this crime together.
Objection, argument.
Overruled.
Right?
Can you repeat the question?
You, Mr. Jones, Mr. McDuffie, and Mr. Miley all committed this crime together.
We were all there.
And you're aware that Mr. Porter and Mr. Jones gave consistent testimony in not just one trial, but 2 trials about what occurred in that car.
Objection. It's irrelevant for other people testifying to.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Yes, ma'am. You're aware that Mr. Porter and Mr. Jones both gave consistent testimony in not just one trial, but 2 trials about what happened in that car.
You also object to the characterization of being consistent.
Overruled.
I love this defense attorney. One objection, overruled. Can you repeat the question? Yeah, ask the same question. Objection, different objection, overruled. Repeat the question. Now you're about to see how this is gonna go. I should have warned you guys. The first about hour and a half of this is kind of boring. It's starting to pick up now. When Judge Clark starts to talk, that's when it gets really exciting. But yeah, we had to get through our vegetables before we got to our meat. So let's go.
I was not present at those trials, so I can't give an opinion about consistency, considering I was not present and I did not hear the testimony of the victim and the co-defendant Grant Jones' testimony. So I can't really answer that
Fair
question.
enough. You were aware Ms. Kowinski was present. You watched the trial.
I was not aware that she was present, actually.
So you're saying she never met with you to tell you how those two trials went and what they had to say in telling you what you should do about entering a plea to the court?
I don't recall her telling me what happened in either of those trials.
You're aware, ma'am, at the plea colloquy you had with the court, it was actually announced that you were aware that Mr. McDuffie and Mr. Miley were both found guilty at trial, that you wish to avoid going to trial.
Yes, I did know that they had been found guilty.
I don't have anything further.
Can you read it right?
Yes. What you just testified to during the times of the reporter getting in and getting out of the vehicle, at any time did you see Brian Miley get out of the vehicle during this time?
No, sir.
That's it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir. The witness be excused.
Yes, Judge.
Ma'am, you can go about your day.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
Call Sean McDuffie, Judge.
All right, I think this is the witness that's also an inmate. This is when it starts to get really good, guys. I don't want to fast forward it because the video is so long. If I just click it like 1%, it's gonna fast forward 5 minutes. Hopefully, it comes up here in the next second or two. But he is coming from lockup, so it's gonna take a second. While we're waiting, how's everybody doing? How about let's do that? How's everybody doing? You guys having a good night so far? I hope so. Hope you guys are all having a great night. I've been reading your comments, guys. It's just you guys just talking amongst yourselves. Yay! Yay, Phil! Oh. No's here? No made a special appearance. He's here by special appearance. Thank you so much, No, for hanging out with us. I am having a good night. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dorina, yay! Hey, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Andy, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, you should. You should. How dare I read the comments?
Yes, sir.
Can I have those Facebook messages?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Facebook messages.
Thank you.
I am here. I am here, Dr. JD. I am here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. My brain is exhausted. How to do my Oh. Hopefully the outcome is exactly what you want. I don't know what that entails, so I'm just going to say hopefully it's exactly what you want. That's all I got. I don't really want to go into the details of that because I'm sure you don't want either, but hopefully it works out in your favor. Oh, and Jedi's here. I would like to talk to you about my car's warranty as well. Can we talk about that? Can you just go ahead and drop your number? Just go ahead and drop your number in the chat, Bill, and I'll call you after the stream. But make sure to put it in the chat. with your first and last name and your email address, and I'll absolutely call you after the stream to talk about my car's warranty because I think I need help on that. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Raise your right hand as best you can. Madam Clerk?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you can have a seat. Speaking to the microphone, you may inquire whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Mr. McDuffie.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Good as possible.
All right. Do you know Brian Miley?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how do you know him?
He's my co-defendant and a friend from childhood.
How long have you known him?
15, 16 years.
Okay. And let's get right into the night of the incident. Were you at Brian Miley's mom's house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was there any discussion about a robbery?
Not at all.
What was the discussion about in terms of these drugs, these pills?
Trying to go get some pills and get high. That's it. That's in my end.
Okay. Did you know who James Porter was?
Not at all.
Did you know that he and Cheyenne knew each other?
Not directly, no. I didn't know that until after the fact. I didn't know who knew him.
Okay. So other than going on a ride to buy these pills, do you have any other background information?
Not really, no. We were going to Panama. Other than that, no.
And who was there that night?
Me, Grant, Brian, and Cheyenne.
Okay. And who was there that night at Brian's mom's house?
The same ones and Julia,
Julie.
my girlfriend at the time.
What was her last name?
Kahida.
Okay. And what happened when you arrived at the apartment complex?
We pulled in, we backed in. I guess dude was coming down. He said he was trying to get in the car, so I get my backpack.
When you say the dude, are you referring?
Porter, James Porter,
He came down, and what side of the car did he approach?
the passenger side,
And where were you sitting?
in the back. Well, I got out, put my backpack in the back of the car. He got in. I got in. He said something about he didn't feel comfortable. He wanted to get back out. So I got back out, got back in the middle, and then he got back in the car.
Okay. So let me back up. On the ride over there, where were you seated?
In the back passenger.
Okay. And where was Cheyenne then?
Driving.
And where was Brian Miley?
Passenger seat.
And Grant Jones?
Back driver.
So why did James Porter get in the car?
To sell some pills, I guess you say. I mean,
Okay. Did someone from inside the car ask him to come in, or he wanted to come in?
I'm pretty sure he wanted to come in. I mean, we wasn't gonna sit there and do the drug deal in the parking lot out in the middle of open,
Okay. And why did you get out with a backpack?
because there wasn't enough room for all three of us to sit in the back seat with my backpack full of stuff
And where did the backpack go?
into the trunk.
And then the exchange you said between you and Mr. Porter about seating location, that happened after the backpack went in the trunk?
Yeah, because he got in as I was putting the backpack in the trunk, and then I got back in the car. And then he got out, and then I got back in. We switched places, I guess you say.
Okay, so he already came in, sat in the center.
I got in, then he said he didn't feel comfortable. I got out, let him out, got in, and then he got in behind me.
Okay, and you were the one that are opening the closing the door throughout all this?
Yes, sir.
Did Mr. Miley get out of this?
Not at all.
Okay. And then what happened once Mr. Porter got in the seat he wanted to in the car?
He said, go out to the parking lot and take off. We're gonna go. He didn't want to do it right there. He wanted to drive, but he wanted to do it out of the parking lot.
Was there activity in that area?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there was people on the stairs or something, but I mean, I wasn't really paying too much attention.
Okay, but he was the one giving direction in terms of, let's leave.
Yeah.
That was his idea.
Yes, sir.
So where did you guys go?
A block down the road or so, maybe at the most. I don't really know.
And what
Wasn't too
happened
far.
once the drive started?
I mean, I don't really want to get into it because I'm trying to come back. I mean, nothing really happened. He started acting weird in the back seat, and then there was a confrontation, and I made him get out the back of the car.
Was Mr. Miley involved in that confrontation?
Not at all.
Did Mr. Miley hand money to Mr. Porter?
I didn't see that. I mean, all I really seen was him acting funny in the back seat, reaching into his pockets a lot,
Okay.
in and out of his pockets, and I didn't feel comfortable. We pulled over right there, and I made him get out the car.
Okay. Did anyone take his wallet?
Never seen a wallet or anything that he said was missing.
Did anyone take a phone?
No, sir.
Okay. And how did he get out of the car?
He opened it.
Oh, those are going to come back up. Those are going to come back up. Don't worry. We're not done with the child locks.
Door and got out.
And then once he got out,
We drove away, went back to Mariana.
I've been nothing further.
Mr. Overstreet?
Good morning, Mr. McDuffie.
Good morning.
Sir, you currently serving a life sentence, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you went to trial, I believe, a week or two prior to Mr. Miley.
Previous.
In fact, at the time, you had counsel, which was Dustin Stevenson, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now circuit judge, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you guys had actually filed a notice of expiration speedy trial. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Objection, bro.
Overruled.
And your case was actually tried before Judge Smiley,
Yes, sir.
all right? And then you were found guilty at that trial, is that right?
Yes, sir.
The motion that Mr. Miley filed said that after you were convicted, but before you were sentenced, that you were going to be willing and able to testify for Mr. Miley.
Yes, sir.
But you had counsel at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you communicate that to Mr. Stevens?
Yes, sir.
You said, Mr. Stevenson, even though I've been found guilty and I haven't been sentenced yet,
I'm willing to testify. Yes, sir.
and that I have an appeal against my judgment and sentence, I'm going to get on the stand and be cross-examination by that prosecutor who just convicted me.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And you were going to tell this story, correct?
The exact same thing I just said. Yes, sir.
And so let me get this straight. So the car stops and Mr. Porter just gets out?
I mean, I made him get out.
Okay, so he just opened the door and got out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He wasn't beat up or anything?
I hit him twice
Why did he?
because he was acting funny, reaching in his pockets. I didn't feel comfortable. I thought he was up to no good.
Well, you remember Mr. Jones and Mr. Porter testifying in your trial, correct?
He was acting funny. He was up to no good. We were going to buy drugs, but this guy was acting funny, up to no good. You can't make these stories up. Like this. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you remember that their testimony was that you guys decided that you guys were going to hit a lick, right? You remember Mr. Jones talking about that?
I remember him saying that. Yeah.
And
Objection, Judge, that's not true.
You have a chance to redirect it. Overruled.
you recall that being in his
A defense attorney just said, objection, that's not true. All right, this is going to be good. I told you guys, it's going to be good. Lizette, thank you so much for the 22 months. 22. That is awesome. It was good to see you. Hopefully you're having a great night. Thank you so much for the 22 months.
testimony in his deposition and in his statements to the police, correct?
I remember him saying a lot of things. Yes, sir.
Okay. That was one of them, you remember, right?
At one point, yeah.
All right, and that was Mr. Miley who said that, correct?
No, he didn't say who said it.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right, and so today, after you're doing nothing but spending time, you decide that you're gonna tell this court that you're willing to testify for Mr. Miley, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And do you think it would have been wise to get on the stand while you got an appeal going? Do you think that your counsel, Mr. Stevenson, Judge Stevenson, would say, yeah, that's a great idea, Mr. McDuffie, why don't you get on the stand?
No, he didn't say it was a good
Judge,
idea.
objection calls for speculation as to what his counsel would have thought.
He didn't say it was a good idea. I said I wanted to
Hold on,
do
hold on.
I'll sustain the objection. Ask your next question.
Mr. McDuffie, did you appeal the judgment and sentence of this court?
it. I just filed a direct appeal, yes.
All right, so you wanted to dispute what happened in the trial against you, correct?
I disputed the sentencing.
All right, but you also disputed the trial, right? The facts and the evidence of the trial. You appealed the whole case,
Yes, sir.
okay? Do you think it would have been a good idea, knowing that you're serving life in prison, to give up any chance of an appeal by testifying in Mr. Miley's trial?
Judge, I'm going to object. This has been asked and answered in various forms at this time.
I'll overrule.
You think that would have been a good idea?
I didn't think it was mattered. I was trying to do the right thing.
All right.
You redirect?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we have redirect. Any redirect. Yes, sir. Let's go. Cheshire Cat, thank you so much for the super chat. This live is Cheshire Card approved. What's in your wallet? Thank you, Cheshire Cat. I appreciate it.
Mr. Peacock, Mr. Miley's attorney at the time, reach out to you?
No, sir.
Okay. And you said you informed your attorney that you would testify on Mr. Miley's behalf?
Yes, sir.
Did you inform Mr. Miley of the same information?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let's see. Isn't it true in your trial, the state was not permitted for Mr. Jones to say the words that a lick occurred? Is that correct?
I don't want to lie. I don't recall.
Okay. If I showed you a copy,
Your Honor, I'll agree that I couldn't get into that statement, and I'm happy to go when we get on to the next round.
and is it also true that Mr. Overstreet made a statement that Grant Jones doesn't know who said, let's hit that lick?
I'm pretty sure that was said. Yes, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Overstreet said that.
I'm not sure. I don't want
If I showed you a copy of the transcript, would that refresh your
to
recollection?
go for it. Yes, sir.
Okay. This is from Mr. McDuffie's trial, page 26, starting line 23.
Clip clop. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Cheshire Card Infinity member. I didn't know that he had those. How do you get that? That is awesome, though. Thank you so much, Clip Clop. I do appreciate it.
May I approach then?
May approach.
All right, so I'm showing you page 26, line 23, and if you want some reference, the objection starts from line 60.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, did Mr. Overstreet tell the court that Mr. Jones didn't know who said the words? Let's say this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then later on, Mr. Overstreet presented the testimony of Grant Jones in Mr. Miley's trial that it was Mr. Miley who made that statement. Isn't that correct?
I don't know what was said in his trial.
Good.
That's it, Judge.
Was your testimony that you told Mr. Miley that you would testify for him while you were in jail?
Yes, sir.
How did y'all have contact while you were in jail?
Dude, the pod right next door, sir.
Okay. All right, if those, listen, any questions, you may go through with that.
Sure. I don't know how familiar the court is with the jail system here. How is it possible that where you're housed, you would have contact with Mr. Miley?
There's one wall and a door like 8 feet and then the door to his pod.
Okay, and are you permitted to enter into his pod?
No, but I mean, you can communicate through the door.
Okay, and is this an area where you can freely move about?
Sallyport, anytime you get meds, go to a call out church, anything like that.
Okay. And was there anyone else besides Mr. Miley you communicated to in the other day?
Nah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I made sure that he knew and my lawyer knew.
All right. Thank you. And I don't know if I asked you this, but did anyone reach out to you?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
Overstreet?
And again, you had counsel at the time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you're aware that Mr. Peacock had just gone to the jail to talk to you violating the rule of the bar.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the Florida bar.
Do you agree that Justin Stevenson would have your best interest in mind when it came to the trial, correct?
Objection, that calls for speculation as to what all other person's interests are.
Oh, overrule if you can answer the question.
I mean, I made sure my interests were known that I wanted to testify.
Okay. So you agree that he would have had your best interest in mind, correct?
I mean, he didn't want me to go to trial either, but I did.
That advice played out the way he probably told you, right?
I mean, I don't see how that's really relevant to the question.
Oh, sir, you answer the question unless there's an objection.
Or can you ask it again?
That advice worked out much the way he thought it would, correct?
To an extent, yes, sir.
You were found guilty.
Yes, sir.
Nothing further.
Any other questions?
No.
And this witness be excused.
Yes, Judge.
I'm gonna direct he be transported back to I think there was an order of transport. He be transported back to DOC, and I think the minutes of this hearing can suffice. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
All right. That'll
Thank
conclude
you,
it.
Judge.
All right. Hold on. We are 1 hour into a 4-hour hearing. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to do one more? The next witness is the attorney. The next witness is about an hour and a half long. Let's see what else they say before the next witness, but we're not going to be able to get through the next witness tonight. So I'd rather, we might just do the next witness tomorrow night, but hold on. Let's see what else happens. They might talk a little bit before he comes up, so let's keep going.
You can call your next witness.
I'm gonna call Stanley Peacock, Judge.
Peacock?
Yeah, we're gonna call it tonight. This is the key witness of this entire thing. This is the old defense attorney. This is 50% of this case. So we're gonna do him tomorrow night. I don't want to stop halfway through. This is where it gets like really exciting, and you're calling a defense attorney to the stand, and it turns into chaos where the judge has to call people up to the bench to have them calm down. So that's what we're doing tomorrow night. That's what we're doing tomorrow night. So I'm gonna call tonight then. Yeah, Peacock. It's Mr. Peacock. Oh, his beard is epic though. It is Colin's bedtime, JJ. It is definitely Colin's bedtime. So thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate it. We're gonna have part 2 tomorrow night. You know what? Maybe we're gonna do the rest of the whole thing. Yeah, probably not. So hold on. We're an hour and 6 minutes into it. The entire video is 3 hours and 49. Yeah, we're probably not gonna go for that long tomorrow night. So this is probably gonna be a three-part video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Heather is texting me. That's how I know it's bedtime. Hi, Heather. So thank you so much for the super chats, gifted memberships, membership milestones. You guys are awesome. I don't have the outro loaded because the outro's at the end of the video. So I'm gonna load the outro and we're just gonna duck out. Hold on. Here it is. You guys are awesome. Okay, bye.